All right.
So, this is the first episode of 2020 in a new year, new decade. You already know how that go, man.
Feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah, how's the new year, dog?
It's good. It's good.
Good.
My birthday month.
Oh, you already know.
Huncho's Jordan year this year, guys. Woo!
We're on some 2020 clear vision, dog.
2020 clear vision. You know, another great year for us just to keep progressing, keep moving forward, guys.
You already
Another
know.
year of sports. So.
You know how we do it.
You know how we do it. You know how we get down.
Shout out to our continuing listeners, and we're going to continue to attract more. We're going to grow from there, baby.
Definitely.
This is the Process Loading Podcast, baby. And this is your boy, wavier than any ocean in the United States of America and the world. Tsunami Papi. And you already know who that is to the right of me, dog.
Like Captain America is to the Avengers. It's the Huncho.
Yeah. You know how we get down.
You know how we getting down. You know how we getting down today. Sad day.
We're still repping though.
Sad day, still repping. You know, probably last day we're gonna be rocking some Eagles gear for the rest of till next year. But you know,
gotta collect
put on
some
jerseys
dust.
at least. You know,
Collect some dust.
And it is a saddening day. You know, but it's also a day to look forward.
So we got the divisional round
all set up now,
all
right?
All
set up now.
Due to the crazy wild card games that were going on last weekend. Don't want to talk about it too much. But we got the 49ers versus the Vikings, where nobody thought the Vikings were going to march into the Superdome and beat the New Orleans Saints. And by my pick, I had the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game. So that was a straight for me. Can Kirk Cousins, one time for my guy Kyle Barrett, you like that? You like that? Do you think he could carry the momentum into Levi Stadium? Almost said Candlestick. In the Levi Stadium and beat Jimmy Garoppolo on the 49ers?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the Saints are just have bad luck in the playoffs ever since that whole fiasco went down with that crazy Minnesota Miracle. That it was just that you kind of they're just creeping back up in their mind that whole game. It just seemed like. But I think the 49ers are going to be game ready. I think their defense is going to anchor this, and they're going to really get to Kirk Cousins. Their defensive coordinator, Adam Salah, I think is his name. Robert Salah, right?
I finally heard it for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I think he knows what we all know. Kirk Cousins can't handle the pressure. So you have to blitz him. You have to make him uncomfortable. I like the matchup of putting a guy like...
I don't like that.
I mean, I know Marshawn Lattimore is a great corner, and he really got exposed that game by Adam Thielen. He really did.
Adam Thielen.
But I think Sherman's going to be a better matchup on Thielen in this game, right? I think they're going to take Kyle Rudolph out of this game.
They pretty much made Diggs non-existent.
Yeah, they did. They
didn't exist that game.
He was heated that game. He was heated. But I think this defense, they're going to get D Ford back too this game, bro. So another way to bring the pressure in. And listen, Cam Jordan is a beast too, but he's the only guy on that defensive line for the Saints. On this side, you're going to have a guy like Nick Bosa, and you're going to have D Ford coming in there. You have Eric Armstead. You have DeForest Buckner. They have so many options to get to Kirk Cousins, but they might not even have to blitz. You know what I'm saying?
They could just send four.
So I think that's going to be really key, and just Kyle Shanahan, I think, is going to bring out what we saw in the regular season, a glimpse in that Saints game. Remember that shootout, that crazy shootout that we had? He's going to bring out the plays, bro. He's going to bring out all the trick plays. He's going to bring out all the crazy guns, you know, and he's just going to get it going. I think we're going to see some nice plays. I think we're going to get some option plays going on like he did with where he had who was it? Kyle Juszczyk throw the pitch to Robert Mostert, whatever his name is,
and then Sanders
throwing touchdowns, and we saw the Saints did it and it worked.
Oh yeah,
with Taysom Hill.
That's the only reason they were in that game.
That's how the Saints stayed in the game, through the trick plays, and I think that Kyle Shanahan's going to use that, and I don't think they're going to fumble this one away. So I think the 49ers are going to win this game just because I think they're a better overall team, and I don't think Kirk Cousins is the type of quarterback to beat a great 49ers team like this. And they've had a week to prepare. That I think teams really benefit off this bye. It's going to be over in the West Coast in Levi Stadium, and I'm just really riding high on the 49ers, bro. I just think that this team is really just overall better, and that we're going to see the real Kirk Cousins next week. So.
He don't like that.
So who do you got? You think Kirk is Super Kirk's going to get past another round? No. Okay.
I think
the
Cinderella turns back to the pumpkin.
100% agree. 100% agree. 100% agree.
He caught his lightning in a bottle. Now, it's getting ready to get shot out by the 49ers. I mean, but if there's any chance, and I mean any chance that the Vikings could seriously contend in this game and possibly win this game, it all starts with Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook proved that last week against the Saints, where he was absolutely running all over them. So if he could do this to the 49ers, who have been a little susceptible to the run. They've been showing it lately towards the end of the year too, but I still think at the end of the day the 49ers are still going to win the game because of the overwhelming talent they have on defense. This isn't just Cam Jordan, like you said. This is Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, D Ford coming at you literally at all angles. And then with Nick Bosa, the dude is like, he plays with so much adrenaline. He's like the Tasmanian devil. He just doesn't stop. He doesn't stop.
This kid has a motor on him.
That kid has a motor. You can knock him down on his ass 10 million times. He'd get right back up and still try to sack you. This dude does not stop. And then you got Richard Sherman locking down the one end. So I don't think Adam Thielen will have the big game that he had last week. So it's going to be all dependent upon Diggs, who was pretty much non-existent in the Saints game. And the Saints don't really have great corners. So I think at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins turns back into the pumpkin that he is, the empty calorie quarterback that he is. What a great season by him, by the way, but I think the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, they will take this game at home.
100% agree with you. You gotta love it, bro. I agree with you. I think that this roller coaster ride for the Vikings is coming to an end.
I think so, too. What do you think about the penalty, real quick, before we move on to the next game?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. Yeah, I think it's offensive pass interference. 100% agree. I think it was. I mean, but still, I mean, in that situation, I think you just gotta let them play to overtime.
Yeah. I think it was too tight to the vest because they were both being physical.
They both were getting physical. You agree. But I think you can clearly see that push off.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it.
It's just a flag that they rarely call in the league. They rarely call this. I mean, they did call an Eagles game against Jacob Hollister, but that was barely anything. I mean,
I'm surprised that Sean Payton didn't come out and criticize the refs. I guess he just took this one to the chin. It's like,
bro,
forget it.
Listen, if you're at home and you even get to overtime against Kirk Cousins, come on.
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
I know Kirk Cousins put a beating on us, but come on.
That's a damn shame.
If you're the Saints and you even have to go to overtime against Kirk Cousins, come on, bro. No, you can't be complaining about a freaking offensive pass interference call. You can't even. Yeah. I'm just confused because I thought all scoring plays are reviewed, I guess.
That's the thing. Under 2 minutes, especially in overtime with a game like that on the line. But that's how the cookie crumbled. The 49. Vikings ended up winning that game. They ended up losing the 49ers this week. We got AFC game, the night game on Saturday, which ends the Saturday divisional round games.
Oh, nice.
The Titans versus the Baltimore Ravens. So with the style of football that you've seen with the Titans, how they outplayed, not only outplayed, but it was like a chess game. They outmaneuvered New England. Can they do the same thing to the Baltimore Ravens?
100% they can.
If you got to win in the game.
I'm not going to commit yet. I'm not going to
okay.
They 100% can win this game.
Yeah, they can.
100%. Like I told you last week when the Titans won, I said this play style can carry them to Super Bowl.
It can.
I mean that.
It's a chess move. It's a chess game. It's not just X's and O's.
With that comes freaking the play action plays, which Ryan Tannehill is first in play action pass yards. So 100% can win this game, and Mike Vrabel showed you that his coaching can 100% win this game for him. But it's gonna come down to this, and this is something that I was looking into earlier. So the Ravens offensive coordinator is Greg Roman, who was the 49ers offensive coordinator when they had Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, okay.
And Dean Pease, who is the Titans defensive coordinator now, was the Ravens defensive coordinator when they played the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Oh, damn.
And if you guys
knowledge.
If you guys watch that Super Bowl carefully and you try to remember what Dean Pease did as a defensive coordinator of the Ravens to try to stop Colin Kaepernick, who was riding hot
Super
that
hot.
playoffs. I mean, I believe he had like a 200-yard rushing game against the Packers.
Against the Packers in the NFC Championship
and
game.
he was hard to stop. This is when we really started talking about the read option.
Yeah.
You know, and they actually were doing like triple options, so it was crazy. What he did, whoever that defensive end was on one side, and they kept going to the left side of the offensive line, which was where Terrell Suggs was. Terrell Suggs' main objective in that game was to, no matter what, we're not letting Kaepernick run the ball. So every option, it wasn't he had to guess. It was go to Kaepernick, go to Kaepernick, go to Kaepernick, go to Kaepernick. Force the ball into the running back's hand, which was Frank Gore at the time. We're not letting Kaepernick get the option. No, we're not letting Kaepernick get the option. We're going to live with them running us, giving it to the running back to beat us. That's how we're going to win the game. And if you trust me, watch the clip. Terrell Suggs, every single play, he's not even looking at the running back. It's crazy. He's 100% committed to Kaepernick every single play to not let him run the ball. And that they won the Super Bowl that year, and it was crazy. I mean, but Greg Roman, on the other hand, who did spectacular with Colin Kaepernick, in that Super Bowl, they produced 468 total yards.
The turnover.
Kaepernick had 300 passing yards, but he only did have 62 rushing yards. So I think both guys are going to be looking at tape against that. They're going to be, matching up against each other once again, and we'll see. We'll see what Mike Vrabel does, who was a former linebacker in this league. We can't forget, right? We'll see what Dean Pease draws up. We'll see what Greg Roman draws up. And will they maybe use the same thing that the Chargers used last year, where the Chargers put 7 defensive backs on the field to stop Lamar Jackson? It did work for 3 quarters until Lamar turned up in that 4th quarter.
Yeah, with 3 minutes left in the game.
We'll see. The Ravens are a great team. But can Mark Ingram carry the load? That's going to be my main question here.
He didn't even practice He didn't practice today, so
Mark
Ingram practiced the day before.
Yeah, so we'll see. So this is going to be a strategy that I think they're going to use. Dean Pease, who's been used to having a game plan against someone like this.
Interesting. Got some knowledge for the folks today. I think
I'm taking the Titans.
Ooh, damn, that is bold.
I'm taking the Titans.
Let's take a second to let that reel in. Man,
I am taking the Titans.
That is bold. That is bolder than a bold italicized of Microsoft Word, people.
I think they have some great players in that secondary for sure. Logan Ryan, who should have had 2 picks in that game.
Byard, who's a beast.
Byard, who's a great safety. Adoree Jackson, who's another speedster. I don't know, bro. My gut's telling me the Titans, and I think they're going to game plan great for this. It's going to be hard to stop a guy like Derrick Henry.
That dude's a refrigerator. I'll tell you that right now. He's a refrigerator with legs.
I think the Titans can find a way to get this done.
This dude is a refrigerator.
They just beat the Patriots in Foxborough, so.
They snatched their heart. Derrick Henry just, he just demoralized them. Absolutely. He's like...
He had what? Was it, you got it here, right?
35 touches, 204 total yards, 1 touchdown, accounted for 75% of the Titans' offense. And he had a 75-yard drive by himself.
And a guy who is even getting involved in the passing game with that screen pass.
This dude is a freaking...
I don't know, bro.
He's built like a refrigerator. Just imagine a refrigerator. Just go into your kitchen and imagine a refrigerator with legs, the size of tree trunks, just running at you, bang, 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 every single time. And it's just like... It's exhausting as hell. That's what the Patriots look like. I think the style of football can win this game.
Oh, 100%.
They can. 100%. Because behind Derrick Henry, the NFL's leading rusher this year with 1,500 plus yards, I think he could do it. I think at the end of the day, it won't win the game because I just think Lamar Jackson's too damn electric. And I think he's in a whole different mindset now. And that's going to have a segue into our next segment. But I think that Lamar Jackson is going to be way too dynamic. But it's all predicated upon if Mark Ingram plays. Ingram plays.
Yeah, that's going to be so key.
It's going to take the pressure off Lamar Jackson a little bit. Because Mark Ingram, despite what happened, what you've seen with the Saints is that what that proved to me is they miss a guy like Mark Ingram, because when Alvin Kamara can't get it going, they don't have nobody behind them to get it to spark that fire. And what Mark Ingram's been doing for Baltimore has been absolutely insane. So I think that he needs to play in order for Baltimore to come away with this win.
Right.
But I think it starts with Lamar Jackson getting in the open field, and I think John Harbaugh will do a great job of doing some zone read options, of being able to spread the field and being able to open up running lanes for a guy like Lamar Jackson. When that guy gets in the open field, forget about it. Forget about it. Ended up on the highlight reel, House of Highlights, Bleacher Report, the score. You want ESPN Sports Center. You name it. You're getting on a highlight, my friend. Yeah. He's going to surgically remove them ankles with a bone saw. That dude is insane.
I think he's going to need a kick. I think he's going to need at least hit Hollywood Brown at least one time for a deep point. I think so. Just to kind of get... Just to kind of, because they're going to commit, I think this Titans defense is going to commit to trying to stop this run heavily, and they're going to rely on guys like Logan Ryan and I forget the other guy that they have on the other side of that, Dory Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, Dory Jackson's a speedster. I think they're going to really commit to stopping this run, and Lamar Jackson. Lamar's going to have to counter that by hitting one of these deep balls, 100%.
It's going to be a very entertaining game. Can't wait to see it, because that's going to be my unanimous MVP pick from the beginning of the year, people. But we're going to talk about the Texans and Chiefs, who the Texans were down big to Buffalo, 16-0 to be exact. And Bill O'Brien, before that win, he was 0-22 when trailing by 16 points. End of the day, Josh Allen looked phenomenal, but then he turned into the young quarterback that still has a lot of mechanics work to do. Can the Chiefs win? I mean, we already know what the Chiefs are. Can the Texans win this game against the Chiefs in Arrowhead?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I don't think so. You know my boy's Patrick Mahomes, right? You know that's my guy. We've been debating who's the best quarterback in the league and such. I think my boy Patty Mahomes is gonna come out here,
Jackson, baby,
in Arrowhead, and he's gonna get the job done. Yeah, I think the Texans should have even lost that game. It came so close. Lamar Jackson Deshaun Watson, turning into Superman and just making a crazy play there at the end.
2 plays.
Yeah, seriously, but. The Chiefs, who are fully healthy, I mean, they did lose their safety rookie Juan Thornhill, but on offense, they're looking fully healthy, and I think they're just going to attack this Texans defense, who did get J.J. Watt back and was disruptive in that game. But I think Pat Mahomes is going to show you why, I'm right about him being the best quarterback in the league. And
we're going to see one of these?
Oh, of course. We're going to see Tyreek Hill. See Kelsey, Sammy Watkins. It's going to be all over. Mecole Hardman, you might see out there. DeMarcus Robinson. Touchdowns for everyone in this game, bro. I'm telling you.
Everybody eats.
And don't get me wrong, that this might be, and I think it will be a shootout, because the Chiefs defense isn't the best ever, but it's going to be hard to keep up with this Chiefs offense, and I think the Chiefs are going to run away with this.
They wear you out, bro.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Just as fast, just as you can put up 7 points, they can put it up even quicker. Yeah. And they stop you, boom, 14. Exactly. They stop you again, 21. They stop you again, 24. They just keep running.
This offense is going to be a lot more hard to handle than what that Buffalo Bills was.
Without a doubt. Because Mahomes isn't buckling under any type of pressure.
Oh, yeah.
So I agree with you 100%. I think at the end of the day, if the Chiefs end up with a 16-point lead, 16-0 lead, forget about it. It's all she wrote. The Texans ain't coming back from that kind of deficit against that kind of juggernaut on offense, who, like I said, he can just rapidly produce points.
Oh yeah.
At any given second. And like you said, Pat Mahomes is going to go off. But it's going to be a very good game between two
100%.
very promising quarterbacks who could lead our next decade in being, Brady versus Manning. We'll see. There's going to be that starts off the Sunday slate of games, and then it ends up with the Seahawks and the Packers. We already know what Seattle did against us. The run game wasn't very efficient.
No, it was not.
You think they could beat the Green Bay Packers?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I think they were lucky to get out of that game in Philadelphia. Honestly, I truly believe that. It shows you how much Chris Carson really carried this offense.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's a beast, and he has done his due diligence. But it's hard for him to really maneuver and work in this offense without having Chris Carson there in this running game. And it looks like they're relying on Travis Homer as being their lead back. The Packers defense, who has been playing shockingly good this year, is I think
most money they ever put in it this year.
Yeah, Jair Alexander, I think he's gonna be playing good. The defensive line actually has been getting pressure, which it worries me. I think they're gonna be able to get to Russell Wilson again. It's in Lambeau. That's a really hard place to win at, bro. And the other thing I think about this is that I think this Packers offense is going to come alive against this Seahawks defense. As we saw, even the Eagles with Josh McCown were able to get into the red zone multiple freaking times. Really limited end zone. A 40-year-old quarterback who literally just came in. You had to change the whole playbook for him. And I get they had to change their defense as well, too. But they were able to get down there through screen passes. What's his name? Dallas Goedert got a couple good catches. Zach Ertz were able to get in the middle. Boston Scott. But mind you, they have a guy who I believe leads the league in touchdowns in Aaron Jones. Who I think, if you're the Packers, I think they're going to rely on him a lot. And another thing is that something that the Eagles didn't have is the Packers have a number one wide receiver, and that is Davante Adams, who can single-handedly take over a game. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to target him a lot. The Seahawks don't really have a number one corner. They have Shaquem Griffin's brother, I forget, Shaquille Griffin, right? They have Trey Flowers there, who two guys who have been playing good, but I think
I'm glad that you bring up Trey Flowers. He committed a lot of penalties in that Eagles game.
Oh yeah. That's a great point. The Eagles got two key pass interference calls in that game that really helped them get into field position. And two guys who really aren't known as speedsters, but were able to get behind the defense. Greg Ward, who got by the defense, and they called a pass interference call on him, and then Shelton Gibson, who had the deep one as well, too. Other from Davante Adams, they got guys like Geronimo Allison, who has speed, right? I forget the other guy's name, who's a pretty good speedster, too.
They got Lazard,
yeah. They got some good weapons there.
And they got one of the best improvising quarterbacks who
100%
who is one of the best at making something out of broken plays.
And lastly is this Packers offensive line, who should be healthy, has been protecting Aaron Rodgers really good this year. Give Aaron Rodgers time, he'll make things happen. And I think the Packers are ready. They're ready to prove everyone wrong that they're not an overrated team, that their record is not overrated. And I think they're going to make a statement.
Matt LaFleur.
And I believe we're going to get a great... I know a lot of people want to see that 5-6 matchup between the Seahawks and Vikings, because it's never happened. Both wildcard teams meeting in the playoffs, which there's a great chance of that happening. But I think we're going to get a great NFC Championship game that we deserve in Aaron Rodgers and this Packers team going up against this 49ers team. I think the top two seeds.
You can book that for me as well.
Yeah.
Just a little stat here. Danger ahead for all Seahawks fans. Don't want to ruin your weekend or anything like that, but this is real. This ain't no cap. Seahawks are 0-3 with Russell Wilson led teams at Lambeau Field, and since 1999 they've been 0-8 against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau. So that is not a very good stat to have. Going into that game. But like you said, Aaron Jones, it all starts with Aaron Jones. It starts because he's the engine, and that's what they've been relying on this entire year, and it's been working. Why would it stop now? You got, like you said, game-breaking receiver Davante Adams. You got Jimmy Graham, who is not the same tight end he was in New Orleans, but he's still a good red zone threat for a guy like Aaron Rodgers, where it gets tight up in there. And then the defense will get behind it. I think the Packers will win, but there's also part of me psychologically deep down there. I think this is just a Marshawn Lynch factor, just because this is like a bias. He's my favorite running back of all time, but I think he breaks off one of them beastly runs, and not just short line yardage. We're talking about the chunk, because it's the anniversary of the beast mode run back. It's the greatest one in NFL history. But I think Seattle will have to keep it close. They'll have to keep it close. They'll have to keep Aaron Rodgers off the bench. And that's if we don't see another type of quote-unquote defenseless hit or whatever the other ref called it on Aaron Rodgers, and we don't see Jadeveon Clowney knock him out the game. Maybe we might say that. But I like the Packers here.
Okay. Let's go. So we both got Packers winning. I like that. So those are our predictions for a great divisional playoffs coming up this week.
We're going to put some polls up on Friday.
Yeah. So just great games all across the board, honestly, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And in last week was so promising. I mean, just gives you so much hope and promise for another great week of great football. As we saw last week, there were no blowouts. They were all close games that came down to the wire. That was great football to watch. And now something that we talked about on our Instagram story, that we were talking about, which QBs had the most pressure wild card weekend. So we're just continue to roll with that. We're gonna talk about which divisional QB has the most to lose this weekend. Listen, bro. I'm gonna say this. I said last week for the NFC it was Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's not getting any younger. Right? I'm not gonna go the same route. I'm not gonna say Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Because I still think Aaron Rodgers still has a lot in the tank. I think people say he's been regressed, but I still think he has a lot in the tank.
He still has a gel in the offense. His first year.
Exactly, Matt LaFleur. I'm going to go with this guy, and don't hate me yet. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson.
Ah, come on, dog.
Listen, one, I think he has all the pressure on him. Just because he's a guy who's been criticized a lot. He's been criticized a lot, right? Lamar Jackson's been criticized since
Shame on you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I say that he has the most pressure on him as well, because he's been criticized so much that people are going to jump on him the minute that he fails, and they're going to say, "Wow, you were the first seed in the AFC, no Tom Brady there, and no Tom Brady there, and you still couldn't win a playoff game." So I'm pretty sure that's in his head. They're like, "Oh, you had a great year. Wow, your regular season didn't transition into the playoffs." All that's in it. I mean, that's what everyone's saying. Who knows if he's thinking it or not? He's still a young kid,
Guys like Bill Polian out there, a.k.a. the biggest Lamar Jackson hater there is.
Right. I think people are going to try to stop the run. There's a lot of pressure on him can he do it in the air? Can he beat teams through the air?
I see where you're coming from, bro. That's good.
Maybe Mark Ingram's not there. Again, that's more pressure on Lamar Jackson. And this is where it's really important to me, bro. This is where I think it's so key for me is look at the teams that are left right now in the AFC. Right? I'm pretty sure he's beating all these teams here that are left. The Titans, who we didn't even think we were going to be here in the first place. I'm not saying the Titans are a bad team, but hey, it's not the New England Patriots. The Patriots are no longer in the picture. The Chiefs have not been looking their best. Patrick Mahomes has been injured all year. That's a beatable team. The Houston Texans have proven to be a beatable team.
Their inconsistencies.
This path to the playoff, this path to the Super Bowl, I think is so, just more than just realistic. It can happen for Lamar Jackson. It's there for him to take, and it's just you got to be calm. You got to handle the pressure, and he has a lot to lose basically, because if he loses now, it's like, wow, will he get another opportunity like this where it's just, Tom Brady was knocked down the wild card of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs haven't been looking like they were last year. It's not the same. We're not looking at them as the same team as it was last year, right? It's not the same Chiefs team where there was blowing people out. Pat Mahomes has been dealing with injuries this whole year. So has Tyreek Hill has been injured this whole year. It's not the same Chiefs team as we saw last year.
Okay.
The Texans, Deshaun Watson has been getting hit every single game. He'll probably be in a body bag after the playoffs are said and done. They have gotten J.J. Watt back, but they've lost crazy games this year, like to the damn Broncos.
Drew Lock.
They've shown so much inconsistency throughout this year that
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
it's just
you don't know what Texas team you're gonna get.
I just feel like Lamar has so much to lose that there's just so much pressure on him. That's why I say Lamar Jackson. I'm not hating him. I'm just saying that he has the most to lose, because I believe that this is a year that he can take the Ravens to the Super Bowl. And you never know. You never know. We've seen quarterbacks. We've seen Cam Newton have the opportunity and never get back there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Could you have a golden chance like this? You don't know what the AFC is going to look like next year. Remember, there are a lot of injuries in the AFC. So
I like that. That's because it's like they're going to rewrite the narrative that this is only a regular season team.
And you got to think teams are going to be better planned for him next year. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's still a wild card this year. People still haven't been able to perfectly plan against him this year. No one has found the recipe to stop Lamar Jackson this year. Next year could be a totally different ballgame where teams are more prepared for him. But this year alone, it's teams that are so beatable to me. There's teams that still, no one has figured out how to stop Lamar Jackson yet, or even if he is stoppable, you never know if you're going to get that chance again, which is why he has so much to lose, and all the pressure's on him. And I hope I truly hope that he does come up, and wins this game. And, I mean, the kid is just so fun to watch. I don't want to just see one playoff game with him. I want to see more of Lamar Jackson. He gives me the Michael Vick vibes, and that was a guy I loved watching, man. So I hope he can get by that pressure, but I believe that he has the most pressure on him.
I'm going to go the opposite route, but it's kind of the same kind of route of how you were explaining it with Lamar Jackson, with the playoff team and the playoff teams that are in front of him that he has to face. I think it's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, I wanted to go that route, but I just don't know.
Not so much because of the age. I know the age is a huge factor. It can be because this is the best team that he's ever had since he came into the league. Even better than the Super Bowl team that he won it with a couple years back. And it's not that he's regressing in any way.
No way.
I feel like he has the most to lose because he could turn it up at any given second.
Yeah,
any of these playoff teams, the Vikings, the 49ers, and the Seahawks, if Aaron Rodgers looks like Aaron Rodgers, nobody in the NFC has a chance. I don't care what anybody says. When Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, where he's throwing 300-plus yards, multiple touchdowns, literally dissecting your defense like a surgeon on a good afternoon, he's unstoppable. 100%. It's just as unstoppable as Lamar Jackson can be. Aaron Rodgers could be the same damn thing if he just decides to flip the switch. That's why I think he has the most to lose, because this is the best constructed team that he's ever had. And all he has to do is just, boom, turn the switch. And just like you said, like, this is going to be kind of a realistic shot for the Baltimore Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. It's a realistic shot for the Packers to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is.
You got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's unproven. You don't know what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag of things you're going to get from Russell Wilson, who has injuries all over him. Pretty sure it's not going to hold up that long after. Kirk Cousins, same thing with Jimmy Garoppolo. You never know what you're going to get out of Kirk Cousins. So this is Aaron Rodgers' best shot to win now.
Yeah,
so he's got to take that opportunity and win now.
100% agree. I think that was the second option I was going to go with, but I agree with you.
I don't think it's the age at all. I just think it's the fact that the teams that are in left, this is the best possible chance.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially again, you get blessed with Drew Brees, getting knocked out.
Exactly.
So
that's one less team you got to worry about.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And then again, playing the 5th seed Seahawks. So
who's injury rule, doesn't have Rashard Penny, doesn't have Chris Carson. They got to rely on Marshawn Lynch, who has been...
And left tackle's not there, Dwayne Brown. So
exactly.
So again, you're just getting gifted here, and no, I like that. That was the second round I was going to go with.
You know what's crazy? The combined salary for both sides of these playoff sides for AFC.
This is crazy too, guys.
$12.3 million
for the AFC quarterbacks.
For the AFC quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill makes $1.9 million per. Lamar Jackson, who will get his payday very, very soon, down the line, he's making $2.1 million. Deshaun Watson is making $3.8, and then you got Patrick Mahomes making $4.5. But
he's gonna get paid.
He's gonna next year. He's gonna be the next first $200 million man.
And look at the NFC.
Look at the NFC. By
a total of $105 million of all the quarterbacks left. Jimmy Garoppolo making $20 million. He got a big contract. Russell Wilson, who got paid this offseason, $26 million. Kirk Cousins, $29. God damn. And then Aaron Rodgers, who tops the chart at $29.7 million. So NFC quarterbacks getting paid, man. They're getting paid. Woo.
These dudes are getting paid.
We
are in just a wild card weekend. Was very wild to say the least. It was awesome. Wild to say the least.
That was
I'm pretty sure the divisional round will live up to expectations.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Takeaways for the night.
Okay.
Got anything for us before we end it all?
Last night,
game winner,
28 points, led the team in scoring, hit 5 of 8 threes.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Cold.
Carmelo Anthony, his 17th career go-ahead field goal in the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. My guy Melo, proving why he should have been in this league, and I told you all it was was him just being in the wrong systems in OKC. It was not working. They tried to make
Shout out
my
to
man,
LeBron for
try to make my man as a freaking sixth man in OKC. My man Melo don't come off the bench, boy.
Hey, yo,
That's right.
He said, hey yo, they told me they got me coming off the bench.
Yeah. In Houston, you give the guy 8 freaking games and you let him go. That's some
With a
freaking
James
over.
Harden dominated team, like come on,
come
bro.
on, get him out of here.
Hey,
Now
they
in
told me they
Portland,
gotta
with
come off
guys
the
like
bench.
great teammates, and I'm talking about great teammates,
Yeah,
and guys
Dame.
like Dame and CJ McCollum, Melo really showing why he can still produce in this freaking damn league, and he should have been in this
And
league.
shout out to Bron, because he said, y'all thought Melo was washed too? that man ain't
Stop
washed.
it.
He's
Stop
putting
it.
on a hell of a show.
Stop it.
One more time. Hey, Pete, they told me I gotta come off the bench.
Hoopla,
I
man.
love Melo. You see when they dumped the water on his head right after?
Oh, he deserves it. Trust me.
Here's my takeaways. Shout out to Vinsanity, the first ever NBA player to play in 4 separate decades. The 1990s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. What a marvel of an athlete, man. And he's doing this thing in Atlanta. So shout out to my man Vince Carter, the greatest dunker of all time. Vinsanity, half man, half amazing. Keep doing your thing, bro. And when retirement comes, I salute you, dog.
Yeah.
After Oladipo is making his a long way to return January
On my
29th.
birthday.
Yeah, against the Chicago Bulls. Who knows what kind of workload capacity he'll
Who
have.
knows, you know?
But shout out to him after taking a gruesome injury like that last year and being able to still return. And the Pacers were looking pretty decent.
Yeah.
So they'll need an extra boost like that.
And how about your guy proving people wrong? Lonzo Ball.
Yo,
What he's been doing since returning
I've been
as a
telling
starter.
y'all, dog. Put some respect on my man Lonzo Ball's game, dog.
27, 10 and 10, 23, 5 and 2, 24, 10 and 6. Wow.
I know
Wow.
game. I know game when I see it, yo.
Averaging
I
17
knew Lonzo Ball
points
could
since
ball,
comeback.
and y'all disrespected his game. It's all it took was the right system. A guy like Alvin Gentry, who is a good coach. I hope he does not get fired because he doesn't have Zion, so he is a good coach. And like I said, Lonzo Ball is a very good player. It just took the aggressiveness to come out where he could flourish. And my last one is Rich Paul, who has decided to take his basketball empire, move it over to football as well. Has acquired Demarius Bilbo's Revolution. So he's got his clients. He took over his clients, which is Alvin Kamara and Jarvis Landry. So
Nice.
And he's going to be taking on Chase Young this offseason, this season. So shout out to friggin' Rich Paul, who the money never stops with this guy, man. And there's always money to be made, and he's just not dominating the basketball world. He's trying to do it in the football world too.
How about Blake Griffin getting freaking surgery?
Oh yeah,
He's most likely out for the freaking.
yeah. Timetable is indefinite to return.
But we gotta talk about this Pistons rookie. Did you see that dunk?
Yeah,
He dunked on Tristan Siku Dumabuya. I hope I said that
he
right.
put up 19 last game, right? Something
Yes,
like that?
yes. In 4 games as a starter, he's averaging 13.7 rebounds and 1.5 steals.
Ooh.
Shooting 57%
Ooh.
from 2 and 31% from 3. He's only 19 years old, bro.
Okay.
19 years old, bro.
Dwayne Casey's still the coach there, right?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. We're in for a great 2020 year of sports, though. Like, we ain't gonna do nothing but just provide the content that makes you want to.
I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. So, that's all our takes for today.
That's all. 2020 vision.
So the process
There you
little
go.
podcast is bringing you guys.
Podcast, baby. Bum, bum.
So anything else you gotta say to them folks before we log off?
Nah, bro.
Nah,
Play that.
Play the tune. Starting January off 2020
Play
with
the
everyone
tune.
a healthy, wealthy, and prosperous year. Thank
Play
you
the
guys.
tune. Shout out to them folks, baby.